Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome back. Welcome to. My name is Joe Josh. I go by iChart Daily. Today is April 21st, 2025. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you a window to my thought process on what I think potentially is happening with Bitcoin based off of my technical analysis experience of 18 years now. I've been hypothetically investing and trading crypto for I think 11, 12 years now. I've experienced multiple halvenings, multiple cycles. I've called multiple bottoms and multiple tops, and I'm trying to regurgitate this information to you. So, if you remember in my last video, shout out to everybody who supports it. I mentioned that we were getting a change in the market, right? We were getting this double bottom on a macro 3-day while everything else was pointing to the upside. And since the 74,000 low, we've come back to retest these highs of 88 to 90,000. And now we're here, right? The most important thing is, do we see rejection, come back, form a higher low to these 83,000, and then continue pushing to the upside to, let's just say, 91 to 93,000. Now, the reason why I say that is, once again, long-term trends will always predict what short-term outcomes do. So, as of right now, the monthly MACD did not death cross. Great sign. Same way it didn't death cross here, showing us that we could have a continuation to the upside. Your RSI did form a higher low. Your last one here on August 2024 was 61. This one right here is 61.76. It counts. Now, the most bearish thing that I'm seeing is we were above the moving average, below the moving average. So what does that tell me? Market structure is going down, right? Nothing positive comes when the RSI breaks below the moving average, okay? Can we have 1, 2, 3 months of pumpage? Of course. I would definitely set an alert here at the 66. I would set an alert here at the 69.83, which was also resistance here. At that point, I would like to see if we're forming this lower high somewhere over here, like I've said for a long time now, because this is a monthly chart, right? Monthly charts take a long time to form. It's literally only been a week or so since my last video, and we're still in the candle for another 9 days and 9 hours. Now, the bad thing is the stochastic is entering poo-poo zone. We're at the point where momentum is at a low. What does that tell me? This is not financial advice, but I do think we potentially could have a run back up. But I mentioned in my Discord, please join. It is free. Links in the description. If we form anything lower to 101 to 110,000, you need to prepare that this could be the top. Legit. And it's not my opinion, right? What I do is I look at previous price action and market structure, and I say, well, it looks kind of identical, right? So what do I mean by that? This is the weekly, right? So if the monthly looks good, I now zoom into the weekly because I understand that we could have a couple weeks of bullish momentum now that the monthly is still pointing up. You can see the weekly looks like it's bottoming around the zero line. You could see here when we went from 60-something thousand to 30,000, your weekly MACD was forming around the zero line. Bullish. You could see here we went to this 42, let's just say 42 level. And if you remember me saying that this was a key level, cuzzies, right? I trust charts over people. And as you can see, we went lower, higher, lower. Not the best sign. So I'm curious to see if this does form in head and shoulders. If we do come up, form another lower high, get rejected by the 70, come down close in November, and eventually break the 50, right? That's definitely on the table. As of right now, it looks good. It looks good for a couple of weeks, right? We haven't even golden crossed yet. We haven't even broken the moving average yet. So what am I looking for, right? What am I looking for? I'm looking for a break of the 50 line in the stochastic. Why did I say that? Because when we broke the 50, we broke the moving average and we headed from 40,000 to 52,000. What am I looking for next? Well, when the RSI breaks the moving average and breaks the 50, which looks like we are in the week of it now. So you have 6 days to evaluate this. So now you can set alerts, right? Set alert at 46.80 on your stochastic. Set an alert at, let's just say, the 55.70 on the RSI. And right-click and set an alert on your MACD golden crossing. Now, these are trailing indicators, right? So in order for you to figure out what's going on with the weekly, you now need to zoom into the daily 2-day 12-hour, right? So now you go to the daily. And what are we seeing? Well, step one, well, let's go to the 2-day, right? Because I've made a video on the importance of the 2-day and Bitcoin. So as you could see, my alert went off literally yesterday and over the weekend that the 2-day RSI broke into section A when the RSI is above the 50 and below the 70. That is section A. It's very bullish. You also have that lined up with a golden cross on your MACD. Now the MACD is below the histogram, showing me that we could stay flat still. We're not going to break that 88 to 90,000 until the zero line is broken here, showing us that where the swing highs and swing lows are going to continue to the upside because the MACD is now broken the zero line. We're only at the 55 and we have room to grow until we're extremely overbought. Now I always say on the time frame you're looking at, zoom down, right? Scroll down and zoom out. You can see previously on this time frame that we're looking at, we've seen rejection multiple times at, let's just say, 60. So I'm curious if we do break out over the next day and 9 hours or 2 days or 3 days, whatever it is, we go to this next liquidation zone, right? Next candles here, 90,742, and the RSI starts seeing rejection at the 70 line, right? Now I want to back test. We're bullish, but I would like to see a higher low. What do I mean by that? Well, on a macro level, macro meaning the longer time frames, not a 4-hour, not a 6-hour. I want to see it on the daily, 2, 3, 4. You can see these swings here. All right, we came down, we went up. We came down, we went up. We came down, we went up. The most bullish thing now is we come down and form anything higher to this one or potentially this one right here, showing us that we are now forming a bullish inverse head and shoulders, which is confluencing with your 2, 3, 4, and 5 day, all looking like they're breaking to the upside. Okay, so once again, we're seeing rejection here at the 88,000. Could we see a small pullback to here and then eventually to the upside? 100%. Now, the most bullish thing is, once again, I can't really draw a trend line right here because I would like to see it come down first. I would like to see something like that. Then I would like to see something like that, showing us that the waves are now going up and up, okay? Another thing that I'm noticing, let's turn off everything. If you remember the previous trend, okay, the previous trend was this, 93 to 90,000. We were using it as support, 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 support. We broke down, used it as resistance. This is your confirmation market structure. When you're trading, I like to wait for confirmations, meaning, do we break to the upside, come down, form that higher low? That's the confirmation. As of right now, we've pumped, and I don't chase green candles. I would rather wait for a pullback, let's just say on the hourly, knowing that the trend is still going, but understand that it's all about waves, right? Is the MACD death crossed? Is the moving average is the RSI using the moving average as resistance? Are we below the 50 line? You line all of those up and then you continue going out saying, all right, are we still bullish? Are we still bearish? And we're bullish. I'm just waiting for a small pullback on, let's just say, the 15-minute or the 30-minute, showing me that we are going to form a higher low to this one here, 86,998. Maybe it's someone over here, right? This is also very bullish, but it hasn't formed yet, right? I'm making this video because I have time to make the video. Unfortunately, I'm not making the video when the market's about to break out, so we have to do speculation technical analysis until it actually plays out. You can see here higher lows. You can see here resistance. So if we stay above this resistance level and then we meet like somewhere over here, I'm going to start looking at the 30-minute, the 5-minute, the 10-minute, and the 1-hour stochastic, RSI, MACD to see if we're coming down, forming that higher low to have a pump back to the 88,000, or are we going to break to the upside. Now, another time frame that I am looking at to see the whens, right? When is this going to break out? The 2-day golden crossed here on the 11th. The 3-day golden crossed here on the 10th. Once again, above and a golden cross. Very bullish. 4-day. 4-day is above, and we just golden cross. Again, bullish. The 5-day. The 5-day is the next one. The candle prints at 4 days, 9 hours. We want to see if we're going to, like I said, form anything higher to the 84.9, showing us that the next candle comes in could push us to the 89,820 to technically right here, which I'm very comfortable saying what was resistance will be resistance again. Right, we came down. Now we're going to come back up and retest this 90,000 to potentially 91,000. That's the video. Once again, this is still on the horizon. Okay, I want to explain something to you. Yes, we've golden crossed. Yes, we've gone above, but we golden crossed here. We golden crossed here. We golden crossed here, and we golden crossed here. What you need to figure out when you're doing technical analysis is what happened here that was different that happened here, so that we could understand that it's a true breakout and trend to the upside instead of a breakout and then a fake out, right? Because let's just say you didn't buy at 60,000 and you didn't take profit at 70,000. Let's just say you got in at 66. Well, guess what? You're in the negative. And let's just say you didn't get in at 56 to 53,000. You got in at 63, guess what? You're in the negative. The reason why I'm saying that is if everyone waits for the break of 90,000 instead of accumulating down here, well then guess what? You have the potential, as you can see, to come back down and possibly retest this 78 to 82,000. Now, once again, let's backtest. The daily. Let's look at this market structure and see when did this happen. Was it when a daily broke out? No, it wasn't. Because you can see here, golden cross above the 50, line stochastic above the 80. We went to, right? Let's go to the first one right here. We went from 56,000 to 72,000, formed the same high, right? I hope everyone sees that. We formed the same high right here. And guess what? The lows of 57,000 were retested and broken because the daily broke back down, okay? So obviously golden crosses and death crosses matter on a daily, but was it the actual swing change confirmation? No. Are we bullish? 100%. Can we go back up to, like I said, this level over here and see rejection? Yes, it's on the table. 2-day. Let's go to the 2-day. Let's look at the previous market structure. Did the 2-day call a pump? 100% once we broke the 50 line. But once again, we formed the same high and came down and formed lower highs and lower lows. So obviously golden crosses and death crosses mean something on a 2-day. But was it the confirmation that showed you that we made the higher low and a break to the upside when we did golden cross? No. Let's go to the 3-day. Well, you can see golden crosses, death cross, golden, death, golden, right? Above the 50, below the 50, above the 50, below the 50. Does it hold market value? Of course. Definitely called the bottom to top, the bottom to top, but did it show the market structure change of the swing? No. 4-day. The 4-day. You can see here, we had a golden cross, then we had a death cross about 4 days later. We were pumped from 52 to 69,000, but we came back down. So once again, is it the 4-day? No. We want to see the 5-day. When the 5-day wave officially golden cross, when the 5-day broke above the 50 line on the RSI and used it as support, when the stochastic broke above the 50 and had room to grow to the 80 and above, that was the confirmation that the swing and the market structure officially turned bullish. Why do I say that? Well, I'm telling people that we're bullish. I'm telling people that we could go to 80 to 90,000. The problem is when you go to this website and you go to open up your leverage, you can see your liquidation price, right? So a 17x leverage goes to 83,352. Well, where's that? That is right here, 83,000. I just showed you we could go up. But unfortunately, we could come back down and break this. We could come back down and retest this 77 or 75,000 once we do come up. I just showed you previous market structure on the time frame you're looking at, right? The 5-day did not confirm yet. So because of that, once again, I say this in every video, you're not going to catch the bottom, but you will catch the momentum confirmation. It's that simple. So as of right now, if you are using leverage, you need to understand that your liquidation price technically needs to be below 79,000 or even 73,000. Because once again, the 5-day did not confirm yet. Does it look very good? 100%, dude. We look like in 4 days, 9 hours, this is going to break the 50. We've already broken the 50, and this is about the golden cross. So I am waiting for the confirmation of 88,952. You can see my alert here. I will open up my long to technically 89,000 to 91.6. Excuse me. I will then keep my stop losses. I will trail them under the 4-hour swings. So you can see here, 4-hour swing here was 75,000. We went up, we came down. Next lows were 83,000. Now I'm curious if we go up, come down, and break this 84,000. As of right now, we're seeing resistance at resistance, right? You could clearly see right here. You could see right here. So now I'm going to wait for the next 1, 2, 3 days, wait to see market structure. Wait to see if we're going to be forming another higher low to this 86 to 80, let's just say, yeah, 86.8. And if we're going to have another pump up to fill these wicks here of, let's just say, 88,798, which also lines up with this wick here, right there. So there's a little bit of room to squeeze out. What I would like to see, once again, is a breakout, a little bit of a retest, and then a break to the upside. As you can see, the 90,005 all the way up to the 91.5, and then your greed level is 94.3. When does that potentially play out? Well, I would like to see us stay above, like I said, this level here. Right? We potentially come down, and then we stop, let's just say, somewhere over here. Right? This 86.2, 86.5 level, using it as support. It also lines up with your previous resistance, which was support, showing me that we could break to the upside, because then I could go like this, and like this, and then like this, and like this, and it looks like it's forming like a nice megaphone pattern. That's the video. Love you guys. Appreciate the support. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave it in the comment section. I say in every video, my plays take a while to play out because I'm looking at longer time frames, right? I am not interested in making a video on a 10-minute chart and the thing plays out within the next 3 hours while I'm actually editing the video. So once again, 3-day, 4-day, 5-day, look right here. You can see 8 hours left for this to break out. I would like to see a death cross on the stochastic, as you can see, staying above the 50, showing me that momentum is changing again. So we have 8 hours. I would like to see it come down, let's just say on the daily or the 12-hour, no, the 4-hour. 4-hour holds a lot of confluence. So the 4-hour, you can see here, you want to come down, come back up, come down, go back up. Most important thing is we were above the 50 with a golden cross here. So that's the most important thing. That's the video. Love you guys. Appreciate the support. Do me a favor. Like the video if you appreciate this content. If you know anyone that could benefit from these videos and have been getting killed time and time and time again, I'd greatly appreciate a share. Love you guys. Enjoy the day.